You don't get what you want in life, you get who you are. So if you're not happy with your current set of circumstances, or there's some things you just want to improve, that means we got to make a change. But what do we need to change, and how do we do it? Let's talk about it right here on Optimal Expression. Hello, I'm Jeremy Jones, and welcome to Optimal Expression, where we embrace our greatest potential to manifest our wildest dreams. Now, let's get to it. I don't believe in beating around the bush. Wait a minute. Before we get to it, I just want to let y'all know. I'm outside right now in my backyard. You might hear cars going back and forth. You might even see me dodging a few bugs out here, because I'm out here in nature, baby. And, you know, hey, just want to let y'all know, if y'all hear some cars or whatever in the background, some noise, please try to bear with me. But it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I had to come out here and get a lot of this sunshine. Okay, now let's get to it. You don't get what you want in life, you get who you are. If there's some things you want to change in your life, or you're not quite happy with your circumstances, what you have to do is the inner work, or as they say, work on the inner man, because I'm being purposely redundant here. I am being purposely redundant. You don't get what you want in life, you get who you are. So the question is, if you see the things that's showing up in your life and you're not quite happy with it, then we need to examine who are we and who are we being that is attracting these set of circumstances. Because what happens is, if we're having an experience that we're not agreeing with, that just means we've outgrown it. That just means that greater is available for us. And we only need to do the inner work to who we are in order to manifest that next level for us, to bring us back into balance and alignment where we can have peace and happiness in a way that brings satisfaction. But let's do this. In order to make a change, what has to happen is we need to change the beliefs that we harbor. Because the beliefs that we harbor within about who we are and what life is, that provides the framework by which your experience is built upon. So like, let's just say if you see a skyscraper going up, before they put any of the cool fancy glass and whatever around it, there's a framework there, right? If that framework is strong and reliable, then the building will stand for a very long time. And it's the same way with that inner structure. We have to have a strong inner structure. That's a loud ass truck. I'm gonna wait. So the same goes for our inner structure. We have to have a strong and reliable inner structure, meaning the beliefs that we harbor inside about who we are and what life is, which is essentially our paradigm. What is the paradigm that you're living by? If you're not happy with your current set of circumstances, or it doesn't even have to be that you're not happy, but if you want to improve them, or if you want a different experience, then we have to work on this paradigm. And the paradigm is based on what you believe about yourself and what you believe about life. And there are 5 beliefs that we need to change in order to have, I guess you can say, in order to change your paradigm in a way that allows you to walk in your power. Okay, so let's talk about it. Belief number 1, I am more than human. Belief number 2, life is my friend. Belief number 3, nothing is being held from me. Belief number 4, I am responsible for my experience. Belief number 5, I am a creator, not a victim. Belief number 5, I am a creator, not a victim. So let's knock these down one by one, because as we begin to peel back the layers and rearrange some things and begin to change our paradigm and our beliefs, then it's universal law. It's only law. Things are going to fall in place, because with the change in these beliefs, then there's going to be a change in our inner being. And with the change in our inner being, we will experience, that's a B, y'all. Okay, he ain't stinging me. We cool. We good. We Gucci out here. Okay. Now with the change in our inner being, then we will have a change in our experience. So let's knock them down one by one. Number one, I am more than human. I think one of the biggest misconceptions, or I don't even know if I want to call it an outright lie, but it's definitely a misconception when you hear people say, well, I'm only human. Oh, please forgive me. I, I, I'm just so helpless. There's nothing I can do about it because I'm just only human. Ah. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. We are having a human experience. That there's a difference. There's a difference between I'm only human and I'm having a human experience. Um, we have been conditioned to believe that we're only human. We have been conditioned to believe that this flesh and bone, that's who you really are. Like you, this body that's walking around. Like Jeremy is this, you know. But in fact, Jeremy is much more than that. I'm much deeper than what you see. And so are you. You're much deeper. You are more than just human. Some people say when you get to a deeper level, you begin to understand that I am not only human, I am a spirit. I am spirit having um, a human experience. Let me say that again. Another way of looking at it is I'm not only human, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. And that's very true. Because in the essence of all physical life, there is a spiritual being beneath it. But there's a deeper level. Yes, you are a spiritual being having a human experience, but not only are you just a spiritual being, you are eternal consciousness. You are consciousness. And consciousness is the essence of life. So, even in being a spiritual being, you have to be conscious of being that. And that very nugget of knowing that I am, that I exist. I am that I am, you are that you are, I am, we are, we be. Does this make sense to you? I hope so. If not, play it back a couple of times. It took me a minute to get this one, okay? But let's go into it again. I am more than a human. I am more than human. I am a spiritual being having a physical experience or a human experience. But even beyond that, I am consciousness incarnated in a physical reality. Okay? Because even as a spirit, you have to be conscious that you're a spirit. You are conscious of being, you are conscious of who and what you are. So, with this state of mind, you empower yourself automatically because our ideas of what a human is very limited. When you think about human, you think about limit. And for a long time, that can be a crutch. You can say, well, this is the best I can do. What can I do? I can't do any more. I can't go any further. There's only so much I can do because I'm only human. But when you go beyond that and you realize that you are more than just human, you realize that there are greater aspects of you that are available to you because you are more than just human. And to the degree that you are conscious of who and what you are, you will express in that way. So let's embrace the fact that I am a spiritual being having a physical experience. Another big truck is coming. Okay, let's get back to it. So, when you change from I'm only human to I am a spiritual being having a physical experience, or I am a spiritual being having a human experience, and even go deeper than that of I am eternal consciousness having a human experience. Now you're walking into power, because when you realize that the essence of who you really are is eternal consciousness, that means that you can really begin to scratch the idea, not even just the idea, but the truth of who you really are, which is being one with source, right? Because we all are just one with the one source that is all, which is the creator, which means that you inherit the divinity that is that of the source. I hope that makes sense. You inherit the divinity that is that of the source. And when you think about God, you don't think limitation at all. In fact, the biggest difference between man and God is that God knows no limitation. So when you identify yourself as being consciousness, having a human experience, then you can understand that, if I am consciousness having a human experience, then that means I'm more than human, and that means that I am just as limited. No, excuse that. That means that I am just as limitless as God is. Coming into realization with this fact, they call this self-realization or self-actualization. When you become, what can I say? When you really realize this, it is so powerful because it breaks the chains of limitation and it helps you realize that, hey, I can do something about my circumstances. I can do something about who I am. Some people believe that you can't change who you are, but you can. In fact, you are here to change who you are. I'm a big Rocky fan, right? And I remember Apollo Creed told Rocky, I believe in Rocky 4, it's like, Stallion, we can only be who we are, man. We can only go on as who we are, and that's all we'll ever be. And then it was later in the movie when Rocky realized, hey, yo, we don't have to be just, we can change. If I can change, and you can change, everybody can change. Hey, the sprinklers just turned on. Hey, I'm gonna have to finish this video later. I'll be back with part 2, 3, whatever it takes. Peace.